Right now, 15 people are being held in this run-down, shabby hotel on the outskirts of Beijing. 10 of them are Mexicans, including 5 from the one family. And this is at the center of what appears to be a growing diplomatic row between the Mexican and the Chinese government. This family of 5 reportedly received a knock on their hotel door in the early hours of Saturday morning from officials from the Public Security Bureau. They were whisked away to Ditan Hospital, which is one of the point hospitals for anyone who may be suffering the H1N1 virus. There at that hospital, they stayed for about 4 hours before they were finally transferred to this hotel here. Now, the Mexicans are saying that this appears to be a case that their nationals are being singled out not because of where they've been or because of symptoms, but because of the passport which they hold. This Mexican family had in fact been in the United States when they arrived back in China. Now, the Wall Street Journal reports that across China, more than 70 Mexican nationals are currently being held. Among them was the Mexican Consul General to the southern city of Guangzhou. He went to Cambodia on a trip. When he tried to return to China, he was detained, be it briefly. But what they're saying is that they're rounding people up because of their passports. The Mexican government has described this as being discriminatory and ungrounded. They say their citizens are being held in unacceptable conditions. Now, across China, more than 400 people have been quarantined. Most of them are, in fact, in Hong Kong. More than 350 guests and staff at that hotel in Hong Kong, where a 25-year-old Mexican man checked in and later tested positive for the H1N1 virus, and authorities are still searching for another 50 guests who are yet to report in, and also for a taxi driver who may have been exposed to the H1N1 virus. Christy.
So, John, we have banned flights from China, banning flights from Mexico, not necessarily the case for Hong Kong. We also have hundreds of people quarantined, most of them, as you said, in Hong Kong, as well as a few people in Beijing. I was wondering if you heard any reaction from the CDC or the World Health Organization about these measures. Do they feel that these extreme measures are justified?
Well, what appears to have happened is that it really has China has ramped up their response in the last 24 hours, overnight here. Now, what the Chinese are saying is that they're not being discriminatory against the Mexicans, that this is just standard operating procedure. They understand that this is causing some distress for these people who are currently in isolation, but what they're saying is that it's good for them to be in quarantine, it's good for the entire country if these people are being held in quarantine, and they're trying to make this process as gentle and as sensitive to the needs of the people as possible. There's been no word yet from the WHO or the CDC if in fact these measures have in fact gone over the top in any way. But certainly when you think about these people who are being pulled off airlines and flights simply because of the passport that they hold and not because of where they've been or because of the symptoms they show, it certainly appears to be a very heavy-handed tactic. On the other hand, the Chinese say, hey, we had a bad experience with SARS during 2003, and if this gets hold here, it could spread rapidly across the country, which is one reason why they're taking these measures.